Welcome everyone to Manila, the penultimate game, the second semi-final of our OQT Olympic Qualifying Tournament 2016. And as you can see, France versus Turkey is our game coming up. We've already got two finals set for you later in the day from Serbia and from Turin to see two places that will get decided. Well, this tournament finishes tomorrow. Canada will be in that final 78-72. Victors over the Kiwis in the Philippines here as we wait for our 9 o'clock game local time, France versus Turkey. France, who have come here with 2 victories over New Zealand and the Philippines in their group, and of course the Turks with their 2 games played already, a 68-62 victory over Senegal and then a loss to Canada by 8 points, 77-69. It is all to play for here. These two teams did meet at Eurobasket last year in Lille, and the Metropole Lille, and that was a resounding victory for the French in the last 16 action. Although at half-time it was only a 2 or 3 point game, I seem to remember, with the Turks slowing the French team down with a zone in that second period. And watch out for that, something today that might happen, as the Turks have got a lot of tricks up their sleeves. 2 coaches here, Vincent Collet and Ergin Ataman, met at the club level this past year in a European final, with Ergin Ataman of Galatasaray coming on top of Strasbourg's Vincent Collet. Collet may have the favoured team in this instance, though, although Collet is coming back on the back of that loss in the Euro Cup final, and of course a playoff loss when he was 2-0 up to Villebon and lost 3-2 and led in the third period of game 3. There's obviously the spectre of winning something this year for Vincent Collet, quite important for him. Well, both teams will disappear to the benches for the player introductions. Nico Batum will play tonight, we understand. Maybe a couple of minutes to get his fitness under nice and ready, and then maybe some more time later on. There's Semi Den. He's getting a bit of ice. Looks like his knee possibly. It will be the Turks onto the floor first of all. Player introductions. Ali Mohammed, one of the top players for Turkey, had a better game in game 2, 23 points, 15 of which were in the last half of the fourth period. Ender Arslan, the veteran of Turkish basketball, onto the floor first of all. And then Omar Ashik, Sinan Güler, Galatasaray hero from this past year, the captain of Turkey. Osman will play tonight. Well, joining me in the commentary box is, as ever, the game-to-game play of Liam Canny. Liam, welcome. You've just been to the press conference, huh?
Just came from the press conference in the game which preceded it. Thank you very much, Mick, and a very warm welcome. Good evening to everyone joining us today here in Manila. What a clash we have for you in the second semi-final in the 2016 FIBA Olympic Qualifying Tournament. A clash between 2 teams ranked in the top 10 in the world. France, coming to tonight's game, ranked 5th in the world. Turkey 8th in the world. And Mick, these 2 teams know each other relatively well. They met in the 2015 European Championships. Eurobasket, as you mentioned in your opening comment, it is the 17th meeting between these 2 teams. France have a 13-3 advantage over Turkey. France qualified by nature of the fact that they won a bronze medal in the 2015 European Championships Eurobasket on their home court. They beat Serbia. And Turkey come into this with a wild card, as you look at Boris Diaw, captain of the team, just making his way onto the floor. Les Bleus. Both of these teams make their second appearance at the Olympic qualifying tournament. They both appeared in this tournament in 1992 when it was held in Spain. Well, the players are on the floor. We will pause here in the Mall of Asia Arena, rise to our feet and honor the national anthems of France and Turkey.
First, the national anthem of Turkey. Please remain standing for the national anthem of France.
The French national anthem, La Marseillaise, and the Turkish national anthem, the Independence March. Well, these two teams are trying to march into the finals to square off against Canada tomorrow to try and secure one of the remaining places at the Rio Olympics in a couple of weeks. You can see the 12 giant men of Turkey getting ready to square off against Les Bleus of France. Tonight's combined officiating crew from Italy, Australia, and Spain, respectively. The players will get a couple more minutes of warm-up in advance of tip-off. France come into tonight's game having topped Group B. They have a 2-0 record with wins over the Philippines and New Zealand. And Turkey come in second position in Group A with a 1-1 record. You see the Turkish lineup. They lost to Canada and beat Senegal to get here. And Mick, they beat Senegal on the strength of a sterling performance by Ali Mohammed, their number 13.
Yeah, we just said 23 points in the game, 15 points in the last half of the fourth quarter. He really went to work. I think he missed one shot. He was 4 or 5 from the field. He had all 5 free throws. He will get the start with Goulet at guard. Furkan Korkmaz, I think it's the second start. Didn't start in the first game. Ashik and Erden will be the formidable opposition for the French. I fancy the French may use that to their advantage. Neither player able to come out and play perimeter very well, and the French will have options at the 5 and 4 to shoot the 3, which may be a problem that Ergen Ataman needs to solve. He may go 1 big, 2 bigs, and he did mix it up against Senegal. He may have to do the same tonight.
Here's the French team, which is loaded with talent, and we'll see if the number 5, Nicolas Batum, plays tonight. Just signed a new contract with his club in Charlotte in the USA in the NBA. And he's declared himself available tonight. It's the first time he goes through the warm-ups. We'll see what part he has to play, but it's a backcourt combination, Mick, for the French, which is formidable in Parker and Nando De Colo.
Yeah, and if you go back to the New Zealand game 2 nights ago, it was the bench team that came off the bench and inspired the team, and that gives you the strength and idea of how talented this French team is when the likes of, I see Nicolas Batum will get the start as well. So Collet's taking no chances. If you're good enough to start, you will start regardless of what you put in beforehand.
Well, you're exactly right, partner. It is a matter with the French of pick your poison. We look at a matchup that we are itemizing here. It's Tony Parker on the left and Ali Mohammed on the right. Ali Mohammed had a difficult outing in his opening game against Canada, just 1 point on 0 for 8 shooting. But as my partner mentioned, he had 23 points in Turkey's win against Senegal. Parker on the opening night against the Philippines, he had 21 points. He and De Colo combined for 48 points in their opening game, so it was the devastating play of the 2 guards of France, starting guards, which really tipped the table against the Philippines. And as you mentioned just a moment ago against New Zealand, Mick, the bench for France had 32 points between them. It just shows you the depth of talent that Coach Collet has available to him.
And if you look at Parker's numbers for the game against New Zealand, 25 minutes, 6 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist. So it's very unlike Tony Parker game, but he had to play defense. He was the provider, not for matching the assist, but mainly to start the offense and get him settled. And I tell you, once the game became, France came into contention against New Zealand, Collet was quick to put the starters back in and finish the game, close it out. Ergen Ataman there has had a great season, wonderful season for him, European champion with his club Galatasaray, and now looking to get Turkey back to the Olympics.
It's been a long road, a long time for Turkey. The last time they appeared in the Olympics, 1952 in Helsinki, where they finished in 22nd place. France have been to the Olympics much more recently, 2012 in London, where they finished in 6th position. But as recently as 2000, the French claimed a silver medal at the Olympics.
Luigi LaMonica there will retire after this summer's basketball. I think he's off to the under-16 European Championships later in the summer. And this will be his last full men's tournament.
Well, it'll be Turkey in the red uniforms, Les Bleus of France in the white uniforms. A very warm welcome to Manila. Is anyone just joining us? First possession momentarily in the hands of Sinan Guler. But he almost had his pocket picked from behind by Tony Parker. End-line ball for Turkey. Ali Muhammad on the wing. Early touch inside to Semi Erdogan. This has been a focal point of Turkey's offense. Give touches to Semi Erdogan, and with inside play like that, you can see why.
Turkey's not going to win unless they get low post game. And in Ashik, Erdogan, and Ushavas, they've got a good trio of players there.
Ashik and Erdogan get the start tonight for Turkey. There's Batum, who also gets a start. Tips toes through the lane, gives to Parker. Parker's shot falls off the rim.
Parker made 4 of 4 in the warm-up. Watching him then, and he just walked away after he made the 4th. He said, that's enough.
Ali Muhammad slides a pass inside to Erdogan, and Boris Diaw contests the shot. Lovern.
Semi Erdogan's a half court. Can't believe what the referees have just called, and then missed down the other end on him. He's just walking away with disdain. You know what? You don't upset Semi Erdogan, that's for sure. It's a soft call.
I don't see much going on there at all. Referees could have just let that go, to be honest. Sometimes a good no call is as good as a foul call. Allows the game to flow and develop. With 1 minute played, France with the early lead. Both teams playing man-to-man defense. Another touch inside to Erdogan. Faces against Lovern, kicks to Guler, and then reposts.
Nice job from Semi Erdogan. Little change of attack there from the big Turk. He faced up and squared, just pivoted away from Lovern. Lovern followed him with his hands, and the referees have been so close, or so consistent in calling that hand on the hip foul.
Here's Erdogan. Free throw line, thought about shooting a jump shot, and he'll give it to a guard. Ali Muhammad into Ashik, and Ashik powers it up over Boris Diaw.
Well, Semi Erdogan and Geoffrey Lovern. I'm not sure what the deal is here, where there's a blood on Lovern's face, and Erdogan stopped the play. Oh, you can see it right there.
That might require a stitch or two.
It looked like for a minute Erdogan was stopping to have words with Lovern, but just pointed to his face and said, listen, you got blood coming down. He probably did it himself.
Very well may have. Usually when you do that, you want to get away from the scene of the crime. Don't hang around. But sporting gesture from Semi Erdogan, who's probably happy to see Geoffrey Lovern get a little time on the pie. Zacolo, might have traveled, moves it on to Parker. One more to Diaw. Kim Tilly comes in to replace Geoffrey Lovern. Zacolo, little scoop shot. Call for the travel. That's good defense make by Semi Erdogan, who kept his body shape and stayed straight up and down.
Yeah, I want to argue the fact there, because Dakota was looking for a foul. Twice he got him on the hip, once in the penetration in the lane, and then once on the perimeter.
Furkan Korkmaz with Dakolo. Korkmaz just 18 years old, still a teenager. Mohammed, mid-range jump shot, no good. Erdogan with the offensive rebound for Turkey. Ashik makes space for him. Now he's going to try and back down Kim Tilly. Oh, great pass by Semi Erdogan.
Look at a little look over his shoulder towards the French bench and said, come on, get some defenders on me.
Sami.
Second time Ali Muhammad's faced Tony Parker. Obviously got him last year at the Eurobasket.
Well, this could lead. Oh, good hands by Parker to avoid the backcourt call. Now shot clock running down. Parker going to make something happen. Parker lost it.
I'll say it again, Ali Mohammed, you know, he's one of the top guards in Europe last year with Fenerbahce. This will be something that he remembers from last summer, that matchup. The matchup there for Louvain continues. They've got the white tape out. He's going to come out looking like John McEnroe when he comes off that bench in a minute.
Mohammed pass inside to Erdan, and Boris Diaw challenges the shot and blocks the shot.
It's foul. Erdan's going to get a call in a minute. There's a lot of wrist on this big smiler, Semi Erdan.
That's definitely a foul. Some people say the hand is part of the ball.
Here he goes again. Feed the bear.
Korkmaz lets fly. And he is fouled by Nando De Colo.
French getting no calls right now. Nothing going their way.
Mick Furkan Korkmaz is one of a group of talented youngsters coming through the Turkish ranks. You know, Korkmaz, just 18 years old with the Anadolu FS club, was drafted in the first round of the NBA draft this past summer by the Philadelphia 76ers. But you've seen him play at the under-19 level.
Yeah, he's playing last summer in Crete, the under-19s. I think they finished third, I think it was. A very good young crop of players. You know, Eddie Osman was on that team. Very nice. I mean, they think the Turkish Federation think they've got teams coming through for the next 10 years.
Korkmaz was an all-star 5 at the 2015 Under-19 World Championships in Crete. Here he is here lining out for the senior national team. Tilly. His shot won't fall. Diaw can't tip it in. Tilly has provided 10 points off the bench on 2 consecutive games. Ali Mohammed throws it out to Sinan Güler. Nice pass to Ashik, an even better pass to Semi Erdan, and Semi Erdan with a one-handed dunk.
That's as good as it gets, and the 4 and 5 play there from Turkey. Even Mohammed getting the ball out of that pick and roll quickly.
Well, an early lead here for the 12 Giant Men of Turkey. They have an 8-point advantage over Les Bleus of France. De Colo's pass intercepted by Güler, and a tactical foul there by Kim Tilly.
There's a lot to be said for upsetting rhythm. Of course, Vincent Collet has come out with Nicolas Batum to start this game. His first taste, and he's gone in the starting. Well, the rhythm's definitely upset with this 5 here. Nobody quite in sync with everybody.
It's a 3rd turnover against the French. Parker's got one of them, and De Colo's got the other. Here's Ashik. Ashik lays it up and in. Right now, the interior play of Turkey has been fantastic. Coach Collet wants to take a timeout. His team faced a 10-point deficit as both teams go to their benches. And France want to talk things over. Well, Mick, if you're Coach Ataman, the coach of the Turkish team, you must be delighted with this opening 4 minutes of play.
Yeah, I think you're more happy with the fact that France have got off to a poor start. I mean, that's, in a nutshell, that is all it is. 3 points in 4 minutes and 8 seconds. The French have just not got themselves going. And it goes back to the New Zealand game last night where they had to claw their way back in to win.
Turkey with 5 assists. They've been really sharing the ball. Semi Erdan with a great pass to Omer Ashik, and then the last possession, Omer Asic just returning the favor.
It's their only points of the game. That 2 and a free throw to follow. That was where he got the cut in his eye there, Louvain.
We'll keep an eye on Louvain. There he is with his best John McEnroe look, as you pointed out.
It's a very difficult place to take to inside that eye.
France faced a 10-point deficit against the Philippines in their opening game. They came back to win it. This is a team full of composure. Second turnover against Tony Parker. He had 5 turnovers in the previous win over New Zealand. Muhammad's runner. That's no good. Probably an ill-advised shot by Ali Mohammed.
Yeah, I thought he had a jump shot. First of all, passed up, but it came up with a much worse attempt.
Goulet trying to wall up with DeColo. Diao with a little show and go. Kicks to Parker. Parker's shot won't drop. And Erden's been a colossus so far in these first 5 minutes of the first quarter. There's a classic case.
He's going to have to go down the bench. I think Parker might need a break. Minute or so, he might put Hertel in. Definitely Petrus and Gelabal need some court time right now.
Well, those are the guys who turned it around for France in their win against New Zealand. Batum with his first shot. And the teenager, Korkmaz, with the foul.
I just wonder whether Korkmaz just got taken by surprise there. Batum very rarely catches and shoots. I thought he was going to go off a pick and roll of Tilly's handoff.
There's Coach Ataman Nicola Batum, his first action in this tournament. Had several seasons with the Portland Trail Blazers. Just signed a new contract. Charlotte Hornets averaged 15 points per game with Portland last year. It's his best year. He averages 11 points throughout his NBA career. And he nets the free throws to keep that scoreboard ticking over for France. Great defense by Boris Diaw as Erden tried to move it on to Omer Asic. Twice now, Diaw's played some good defense.
His defense has just picked up just a little notch.
Jim Tilley's baseline jump shot rounds home.
Just depends whether Ataman now wants to reciprocate the timeout. We've got a 5-point lead. Possibly if they don't score here.
Led by as many as 10 did the Turks. We got a foul here, I think, against Sinan Goulet. Basket won't count.
It's a double pick and roll, isn't it? Pick and roll from the big guy up top, then Goulet sets another one for the man that comes to help on the pick and roll.
I just don't see that as a foul. I think Goulet, he's trying to hold his spot, but Boris Diaw just moves him out of the way. Nice backdoor cut by DeColo. He's fouled by Ali Mohammed. And slowly now France starting to take control of this game.
Unfortunate too, because I thought Boris Diaw might have got away with the same foul. But Goulet got down the other end, a little moving screen off a pick and roll. With great cut back door from DeColo, and Sinan Goulet is the one that gets caught short-handed. He gets replaced by Osman. First sign we've seen of him since he limped off the first game of the tournament.
Against Canada, so great for Turkish fans to see Cedi Osman back on the floor. He went through the shoot-around this afternoon, Mick. I was here watching Turkey, and it was just so impressive to watch them go through their sets. I mean, they must have gone through close to 20 half-court sets, and Coach Chataman was putting them through their paces, 5-on-0 stuff. They all know their places, but it's different when you got defense in front of you.
It's the same team that was there last in Eurobasket. They've been together probably second summer in a row. They've been together. A lot of things they know. Very little changes for Ataman.
Mohammed uses Ashik. Mohammed's three rims out.
Yeah, he could do with making a couple of big ones, I think.
He's 0 for 8 in the game against Canada. He needs a 1 or 2 just to get his confidence. Nicola Batum going to try and break down Erden. Parker to Tilly. Tilly kicks to DeColo. Great sharing the basketball by the French. And they're knotted up here at 13 each. And there you go. Coach Ataman will respond. It is his turn to take a timeout.
On the buzzer too, 24 seconds, went all the way down. And Tilly had a shot, layup maybe. The kick to DeColo. The presence of mind to shoot, catch and shoot. Didn't even think twice about it.
That three by DeColo to send the teams to their benches. The first three. of the opening stanza here in Manila. You and I chatted to Coach Ataman after the shoot around and got his thoughts on this game. Said he would throw it inside the semi-Arden a little bit, but he also said that he respected the defense of Boris Diaw, and we've seen Diaw really with a couple of great defensive plays.
It's funny because they started the game that way, man. They got completely away from it. You know, wing pass into the post a big man up, come up with a great move. That's really, they've got to ride that horse a few more times down the road. Here's Tilly as a layup here against Ashik, doesn't want to take him on. It draws the defense of court mats, and all of a sudden Dakola's got a bit more space.
It's amazing how many times you see that, Mick. You know, the help defender, in this case, Korkmaz, collapses on the basketball, and players are so conditioned to do that, right? But it always opens up the shooter in the corner. And wouldn't you say, with a guy the size of Omer Asic at 2'13", let's not collapse on the ball. Let's leave the big guy back there on his own, and let's get the shooters. You'd rather give up a 2 than a 3.
Yeah, I just wonder. I think everybody would have thought Tilly would have shot it. Got layup, only 2 feet from the bucket.
Korkmaz. That's a turnover. Thomas Hotel in for France. Picks up the ball.
We saw the pressure against New Zealand late in the game yesterday. Now we're seeing it for once again.
See how so unselfish. He had a 15-foot jump shot, gives it to DeColo, and DeColo makes a 3 from the other corner.
You know, for a guy that can play point guard so well, he's such a great shooter, especially those corner spots.
DeColo, a classic combination guard, can play the point or...
Well, they're in a lot of trouble now, Turkey. Completely gone away from the game. As simple as it, get a pass to the wing, get it inside. Korkmaz's getting blasted out here by Coach Jürgen Ataman.
That's what happens when you're the youngster sometimes. They'll learn from that, no doubt. They'll take a seat down the end of the bench. Tilly, elbow jump shot, in and out. Osman.
Looked at that this morning in practice, the double team from the baseline there. First time we've seen it in the game on Boris Diaw.
Mamatolu in for Turkey.
Here we go, here's the low post again. This is what they got to get back to. Slow this game down, make it a bit of a war of attrition. Get it in the post.
Second personal foul on Kim Tilly. So Geoffrey Laverne steps back in with the headband, all bandaged up. And Charles Kahudi comes in for France. Extra pass to Mamatolu. And you know, Mick, I'm gonna criticize the referee here. There's no reason to be calling 3 seconds on that. There's just no reason. Sami Arden has no advantage, and you can see what Ataman thinks about it, and the assistant.
No, I disagree. I think it's a bad call, but he's got advantage because he got rebounded.
But he's not inside. He still had Laverne inside of him, between he and the basket. So let the play go.
No, I agree. That should have been let because Mamatolo was set to shoot it.
DeColo. That's in and out. The basketball gods even the scales of justice. Arden was open going down the lane. Now he's got it in the low post. He's going to reintroduce himself to Geoffrey Laverne. He said, I think I sent you to the bench a couple of minutes ago. Welcome back.
Just didn't quite recognize him anymore. Nice play from Arden. One thing I'd argue with Arden, he just takes too long with his move. He's got to really get that ball down the floor quickly, draw the foul. 15th foul for France, so 2 shots coming up for the big man. And he is a big man. They don't make bodies like that anymore in Turkey. Just a huge unit.
Comes Florent Pietrus for France. Pietrus and Kahudi are players you like to have on your team. You know, they come in and they do the...
I'd like to have more on my team.
Yeah, no kidding,
why are you picking on 2?
Yeah.
There's about 8 more.
Kahudi and
what you're trying to say is they do a lot of the unsung work.
Absolutely right. They allow the pretty guards to do the work on the perimeter. Erden makes the first free throw.
It's going to be a big factor in this game, Liam. How many free throws Semi Erden gets through in the game? Because if he gets through about 10, 12, then it's been a good day at the office, because that puts pressure on the French defense. It's the first time we've seen a 2-2-1 zone this whole tournament. We'll press down the floor. And remember, this Turkish zone can hurt the French.
Mohamed gets across the top of the screen. Diallo down the lane, drops it into Pietrus, who lays it up.
Yeah, you're not going to stop many teams if you let penetration all the way down the lane. Diallo got nice and deep. Such a good passer, Boris Diallo.
Fabulous passer is Diallo. That's his second assist tonight. Mohamed in the lane, the floater drops.
I think Petrus got beaten too easily there. He switched the pick and roll. Mohamed had the peace of mind to just take him off the dribble.
Waning seconds of the opening stanza. France lead by 2. A chance to extend it here in the semifinal in the 2016 FIBA Olympic qualifying tournament from Manila. The winner of this game draws Canada. Hertel shot partially blocked by Jetty Osman. The baseline referee initially signaled that it's a red ball. You can see the French players off screen just
must have been a double deflection because the shot got blocked. Florent Petrus and Simon Goulet getting to know each other a little better.
So with just a shade under 3 seconds, Berkan Batuk comes in now. Batuk is a shooter. He'll come in for Erden. We'll see if Coach Ataman's got something up his sleeve here. Osman gets a touch. Ali Mohamed is going to have to let fly. Lost the handle. Good defense by Hertel and Boris Diallo. For the end of 10 minutes of play here in Manila, France with a slender lead of 2 points. Les Bleus of France lead the 12 giant men of Turkey by a score of 18-16.
Well, these stats should show something. Turkey yet to make a 3, only taken 1 themselves. France 2 of 6, both of those from Nando De Colo. 3 of 6 in shots. They only shot 12 shots from 11, respectively. And rebounding has been a bit of a problem for the French. Only 5 for the game. 1 offensive, 4 defensive. Against 8 for Turkey. Turnovers 10 for the game so far. 4 and 1 for France.
We're getting a look at action from earlier on. You're not going to see a better pass than that from one big man to another. Speaking of passing, there's Boris Diallo. He can really share the basketball. Good interior play by both sets of bigs. Well, if you were with us earlier tonight, you will have seen Canada secure the first position in the final. They beat New Zealand 78-72 on the strength of 20 points from Corey Joseph. New Zealand were paced by 21 points from Corey Webster in a losing effort. Whoever wins this draws Canada in the final. And remember, we are here in Manila. As 6 teams from around the world have come here to try and secure one of 3 remaining places at the Rio Olympics. We started with Turkey, Canada, Senegal in Group A, France, New Zealand, and the Philippines in Group B. Senegal and the Philippines were knocked out in group play. Canada beat New Zealand in the first semi. And here we are now. France versus Turkey in the second semi. Turkey come out with Sinan Güler, Ali Mohamed, Omer Asic, Jetty Osman, and Meli Mamatolu. France with Hertel, Jelabal, Petrus, Diallo, and Kahudi. Kahudi's scoop shot, no good. Petrus kept it alive.
Asic just tries to get 2 hands on this, goes laboring in for it. Immediately scrambled out of his hands.
Oh, good pass by Jelabal inside the Petrus, who lays it up and in.
They fronted the low post, and it just caused all sorts of problems for Turkey in the end.
Good defense by Thomas Hurtel all the way up the floor on Ali Mohammed, trying to keep the ball out of his hands. Jetty Osman on the wing. Mohammed blows by Hurtel, and the teardrop shot finds the bottom of the net.
Yeah, Thomas Hurtel's got to play a little better defense than that. Just taken by surprise with a quick crossover.
This is a bad matchup for Turkey. Goulert's going to struggle with Boris Diaw.
Yeah, it's not the fact that, it's that Diaw knows the double team's coming over with Omar Ashik, so you can get away with a slight mismatch. There's the crossover, Hurtel reaching in there, and another little teardrop up in the air. Nobody going to block that shot.
Small lineup here from Turkey with really only one interior player in Asic. 4 guards. Hurtel kicks to Diaw, great vision. Diaw pulls the trigger, no good. Ali Mohammed spins out with the rebound. Spins again, hangs onto the ball. Oh, great play by Ali Mohammed.
Hit it, hit it.
Turkey deserve a basket here.
Gotta shoot the 3, Sinan. Lost their way, really, didn't they? Sinan Goulert must have had a layup penetration or even a 3, and all of a sudden, the beautiful dribbling work of Ali Mohammed came to nothing almost.
Any Americans watching might know Ali Mohammed by Bobby Dixon. He's from Chicago, Illinois, but when he naturalized as a Turkish citizen, chose the name Muhammad Ali, and Ashik goes to the 10.
What a pass. That's pick and roll to dive for here. Complete isolation. Nobody on this near side except Omar Ashik, and anybody else can get in the photograph.
Bounce pass by Ali Mohammed, splits 2 French defenders.
The ball came flying over to help out, but quickly realized he was going to be no use at all.
So Mohamed's going to step out, and Kenan Sapahi will come in. Antoine Diot checks in for France. This is an important passage to play now, Mick, for Turkey to play without Mohammed at the helm.
France have downsized too, as Hurtel's joined by Antoine Diot.
Jayla Ball's trying to post up Sinan Goulert. And with the interior position, Jayla Ball lays it up and in. The foul on Omar Ashik.
Yeah, Omar Ashik he backs away from Florent Bertuse's 3, fair enough, but then you got to go and get a rebound, and you can't leave Sinan Goulert exposed with Jayla Ball, who is a real leaper. As the shot goes up, Ashik's got to get in there. He does get in there just for the foul, though.
Nicolas Batum steps back in for France. Jayla Ball tries to tack on the and 1, and he does. Kenan Sapahi now assumes point guard duty for the French. A big pardon for Turkey against the French here. Little handoff to Sinan Goulert. Left-handed guard. Well, he had to adjust his shot in the air and had the presence of mind to get it up on the backboard.
He comes over the handoff on his right hand and quickly transfers the ball to his left and the direction of his body right across Hurtel. Beautiful work from the veteran Goulert. Great season he's had with Galatasaray, along with Coach Ataman. He said winning the European trophy this year, along with the silver medal in 210 ranks, was his top 2 career highlights. And I said, what about the Olympics? Yeah, that might be number 3 if we can get there.
Well, Sinan Goulert, as you mentioned, plays his club basketball for Coach Ataman. And a lot of players, when they go away for the summer, they get away from the coach and they get to work with a new coach. Sinan Goulert got Coach Ataman throughout the whole season. You don't want to fall foul of him, that's for sure. Here's Batum. Jayla Ball strolling down the lane. Somehow the ball ends up in the hands of Hurtel, who's spot up and dropped the 3.
Yeah, he made a huge 3 last night, Hurtel, against the Kiwis to get him back in contention. Another one goes down there. biggest lead for France. 4 points now, I think.
France starting to up their defensive intensity. Couler slashes to the basket. Leaves it for Mamatolu. Great snap pass into Ashik, who draws the foul.
Cries from all the coaches around the world. Why you bring it down, big man? Just go up and put it in.
Exactly right.
If you're going to bring it down, make sure it goes up quickly. There's Hurtel. Use the pick and roll from Petrus. Rises up, superb season he's had, Hurtel, for Victoria. Huge reason why they've done so well this year. Oh, he's with Anadolu Efes, excuse me. Why don't you correct me?
I was just being polite. I was just checking my notes. I didn't want to call you out, but you're right. He used to play for Victoria.
Yeah, that's right.
Abinal Kucha, now he plays for Anadolu Efes. So he'll know a lot of these Turkish players from the domestic season. A little maybe bragging rights on the table here as these two teams square off against each other.
I think he plays who he plays with on this Turkish team. I can't.
Jetty Osman's at Anadolu Efes and Furkan Korkmaz, Batuk.
Osman's on his way next year, though, isn't he?
The teardrop runner, that is pure from Toman Hurtel.
That's good points for Turkey, too. Just keeping them in contention here.
Look at the defense on the ball of Antoine Diop, putting Sapahi under all kinds of pressure. Ashik wants it in the low block. Draws a double team. And passes right to Nicolas Batum. Hurtel. Tried to give it to Diop. And it's a turnover.
That's a deflection. I think the referees might bring this one back. That's poor play down the other end from Sinan Goulet. His man went to double, and all of a sudden he's flying off to the far corner. Ashik wanted him to come to the ball once that his defender had gone. There's Sapahi. He's the one that's off next year. He's off to Kasiaki next year, I think, isn't he? Kenan Sapahi.
He is. He'll go to, from Fenerbahce, his club are loaning him out to Pinar Karsiaka.
Osman is staying. He's at Anadolu, yeah.
We're talking to Coach Ataman about that, how young Turkish players trying to find ways to play in their domestic league. It's such a good league, the Turkish league, isn't it? But you bring in your foreign players, and your senior pros, it's sometimes hard for those young, talented players to carve out a place in the domestic season.
Second foul for Sinan Goulet. That might usher him to the bench. It does indeed. Now they've gone big again, so not often you see a big 5 for a 2-guard, but it's just the way Ataman runs this team. He can go very versatile, just gives a different look. Zone again for Turkey here.
Again for Turkey, 2-3 zone. Hurtel finds a space in the wing. Shots off the mark. Here's Osman. Mamatolu in the corner. In and out.
That's tough. You know, the one play you want. And an open 3-pointer is Meli Mamatolu.
Batum in the corner. Hurtel. Oh, little backdoor pass to Antoine Diop. Great cut by Diop, but Semi Erdan is wise to it.
Shoot it. Gotta shoot it, big.
Mamatolu thought about it. He's trying to give it to Ashik, and Ashik gets called for the offensive foul.
Oh, I'd love to see a replay of this. All I can think of, he's either got arms tangled, he's pushed off in the, maybe an elbow in the face with his left arm.
Painful look there from the Turkish coaching staff.
Oh, he's got his shirt. There you go. Easy call.
That's why right there, yeah.
It's not even a questionable call, is it?
No, you can't get away with that. Just trying to check to see if the Batman uniform is underneath the France uniform. Diop, his shot's good.
Well, it's one thing to bring this Turkish team out of this zone. 7-point lead out. It's just 5 minutes to go to halftime, too. Plenty of time. It's a poor foul from Batum. You know, I think the referee let him get away with the first reach. Second time around, you're not going to get it.
Tony Parker step back in for Les Bleus.
There's the 3 from Diop. Just loosen up that zone a little bit.
Well, team fouls against France, so Jetty Osman will step to the free throw line to throw it twice.
a good game against Canada. 6 of 8 from the free throw line with his 10 points and 5 rebounds before he got hurt. One of the top prospects for Turkey.
Yeah, another one of these young Turkish players we were talking about earlier. Just 21 years old, was drafted last year in the second round. The 31st pick of the Minnesota Timberwolves. In 2014, the under-20 European Championships led Turkey to the gold, and he won the MVP award. So another burgeoning prospect for the Turks. Well, it looks like they're going to stay in the zone for at least one more possession here, partner. Batum gets to the middle of the zone, and his shot is wayward.
Now, you know, back in Lille in last September, the Turks went to this zone in the second period. It slowed the French right down. The score here will definitely prove that zone to be a positive for the Turks before it's half-time.
Ali Mohammed, he just drifted ever so slightly on his jump shot. Drifted to the left. And good hustle by Erden to try and buy his team another possession.
I think Jalibald's definitely touched this last of all, but it is the pressure from the big man that's caused it.
14 seconds.
Pass inside to Erden, just trying to find some space. Jump hook, no good. Look at the hustle of Erden as he gets on the floor to keep it alive.
Kind of getting the ball there again. Beautiful place to get in the pass.
Osman from the corner, no good. We've got some Turkish fans up to our left in the cheap seats. They all rose to their feet. Parker, mid-range jump shot's good.
It's his first points of the game, I think, too. I wonder if he's got a big game in him tonight.
Osman has got to take it left by himself. You can see maybe losing some game rhythm. Apologizes to the bench, but Ataman says, Batuk, come in, you're going in for Jetty.
I'm not sure I agree with that. You know, Osman gives them such length at the back of the zone here.
Dio's made one already. That one's no good.
Mamatolo's just pushed off on Parker here to get this rebound. That's what the referees have seen.
His first foul, 14 foul in Turkey. Substitutions for France. Substitution for Turkey.
And again, Batuk right there, stepping in for Jetty Osman. Batuk's a shooter in his own right.
There's 2 from Parker. Good move here from Ataman. He's bringing the young Gayek in to replace Ashik. One back man-to-man here, Turkey.
Gayek started the first 2 games. Now he's trying to introduce himself to Boris Diaw. And Mormon's going to get called for 3 seconds. See, now I agree with this call because Mormon's in an opportunity to lay it up and in. There is an advantage gained. So,
the shot's about to be taken. That's why I have a problem with it. You know, there's no shot clearly not going to get taken. You can see where it was unfolding.
Yeah. Mohammed snaps it past to Gayek, just in the game, no good. Nicola with the rebound, France. Off to the races here a little bit. Parker lost the handle. Adrian Mormon comes up with it. A little bit of offense by accident there.
Sure, Mormon actually shot that ball correctly. Just came flat out of his hand. The pass from Parker was definitely another pass.
Well, France opened up their largest lead of the night. 9 points. Turkey have led by as many as 10. That's a tough shot from Ali Mohammed.
That'll drive you crazy too. Then wide open.
Dio. Around the rim and out. Good bar reversal to Mamatolo. His dribble off the jump shot off the dribble.
Outstanding work. He should get more time, Meli Mamatolo. Just a great shooter.
Gayek steps out, puts some pressure on Parker on the screen. Good hustle by Adrian Moorman. Parker to Moorman. And Moorman's jump hook won't fall. So Turkey with a chance now to trim this deficit they face of 7 points. Mamatolu, no good.
Eden's running up and down. He's not even seeing sight nor sound of the ball. They're going away from what proves them dividends, the Turks.
Here's Decolo. He's so smooth, isn't he? Left-handed finish. Coach Ataman wants to take a timeout with 54 seconds left here.
Eden's looking over. He said, what more have I got to do? I think the biggest crime for me was when he was wide open underneath and Ali Mohammed shoots a 15-foot jump shot. You know, it's the biggest thing. Will annoy big men. They're open, they work hard to get open, you don't give them the ball. I think Ataman wanted to call that timeout, but Eden looked over to him and gave him the look of, let's get something done here. 27% free throw shooting this second period. You wouldn't want to write home about that, that's for sure. 19 from the bench. We talked about it yesterday's, 2 nights ago with New Zealand when the bench came back and blew the Kiwis away.
Yeah, the bench had 32 points.
When you're bringing players off like Gelabal and Petrus off that bench, Kim
Hertel,
Tilly's had double
Dio.
figures in both
yeah.
games. Here's the shot pass. Look at this shot coming out of Moorman's hands. That's not very smooth at all.
You wouldn't coach it that way, would you? Moorman, a debutant for the French team, making his first ever appearances with the senior national team.
Had a good year with the Turkish club Banvit, so he'll know all these players too.
Less than a minute to play here.
Jimmy Parker Sr. there in the crowd.
A nice pass inside to Erdan. Thank you very much.
Well, there you go. Back to basics.
All credit to Coach Ataman. A wonderful timeout. He put the set in place, and they got an easy 2 out of it. Now Turkey trying to get a stop here. And a basket maybe to close this.
Stay in the zone as well. Match-up zone.
Decolo, that's got to be a travel. It has to be, yeah, absolutely right. Get the ball trapped on his hip. So now Turkey with a chance to try and, in the remaining 23 seconds, try and trim this 7-point deficit they face as the teams get ready to go to the changing rooms. See if they try to get some here at the end of the touch.
Well, it took about 3 seconds. Ali Mohammed's just stuck in there.
Mohamed's guarded by Batum. Mamatolu, tough shot from the corner. It would drive you crazy, Mick. You know, the last time down they run a set, they get the ball inside the semi-arid end, and they don't even look for him this time.
No, because exactly right, because at least getting the ball, you might think, okay, he's going to bang down, might draw a double team from somewhere.
Well, there's your score at the end of the first half in the second semifinal in the FIBA Olympic qualifying tournament from Manila. France lead Turkey by 7, 37-30.
Look at your stat set. Turkey 0 of 8 from the three-point line. That's not going to get the job done at all. If you're going to get to the Olympics, you're not going to do it on getting the shooting like that. 4 of 13 for France. Trying to think what Turkey have shot the last 2 nights. 6 of 26 in game 1 against Canada and 9 of 29. So this is their worst performance by far from the three-point line. And 8 turnovers. Fouls about the same. The 7-point deficit for the Turks at halftime.
9 assists for each team as you get a look at the game leaders. Omid Asik, Turkey with 11 points, and Decolo with 10 for France. Well, we're going to take a break here at halftime from Manila. Come back and join us in about 10 minutes for continuing coverage of the 2016 FIBA Olympic qualifying tournament.
take this one, okay? And now for the final round, we are giving you one chance only to shoot. The ball from half-court line, if you make this, you get a whopping 25,000 pesos. Are you ready? Let's give him a round of applause, everybody. Good luck. Ready, set, go. Ah, it's okay. Nice try. Okay, now we have special performers about to get on the court. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Manila OQT dancers.
Well, good evening and welcome back to Manila, or Mabuhay, as the local Filipinos say. A very warm welcome to you. It's halftime in this clash between France and Turkey in the semifinal of the 2016 FIBA Olympic qualifying tournament. Mick, we've seen a game which has swung back and forth. At one stage, Turkey led early on by as many as 10 points, and then France wrested control. They led by as many as 9 points, and at the intermission, France right now with a 7-point cushion against Turkey.
Yeah, well, coming into this game, I said to somebody, I don't think Turkey can beat the French. And after a great start, 13-3, they've been pegged back 37-30 at halftime. And these French team go through many gears, and that's something that perhaps the Turkish team do not have, that ability to go through 3 or 4 gears in terms of intensity. They play at one level. I think there were signs that they could really make some inroads against the French defense during their first half, but they go away from it way too often, not quite sure what shot they're looking for. And sometimes teams can get lost in a pick and roll melee out there. And that was the way the Turks got. The road to success for Turks is get the ball inside. Whether it's Ashik or whether it's Semi Erden, you've got to get the ball inside, then maybe to come outside for the shooters.
Well, you mentioned that you didn't think that Turkey could beat France. They've had a hard time doing it historically. 17th meeting between these two teams. Turkey won only 3 of those games. And as you mentioned in your opening comments, the last time these two teams met on French soil in Eurobasket, it was an easy win for France. They won by 23 points, 76-53. Well, Omid Asik right now has the most points for the Turks. He has 11. Semi Erden with 7. So the interior players are producing for Turkey. Look at Coach Ataman. That's a worried look from the coach right there. Coach, it's only halftime. Hang in there. There's the captain, Sinan Gouler. France are paced in scoring by Nando De Colo with 10 points, the only player in double digits for the French.
That's the last time the Turks beat the French was at the World Championships in 2010. Of those 3 victories, one was back in 1951, the other 1997, I believe. So way back when for some of those victories. Turkey need one in the modern era.
If you're just joining us, welcome to Manila. Turkey in the red uniforms, France in the white. France come out with Batum, Parker, Lovern, Diaw, and De Colo. Same 5 who started the game. Turkey respond with Erden, Asik, Gouler, Mohammed, and Korkmaz. Also the same 5 who started the game. Right now, Tony Parker really locking down Ali Mohammed. Sinan Gouler turns the corner on a screen. This pass intended for Erden. Broken up. Parker fouled by Ali Mohammed.
Yeah, I think Parker needs to get his game going. Somebody said to me at halftime, that needs to happen. And I think one way of getting your game going is to start it on the defense. Get yourself, your body motoring along, get the blood flowing. I think Ali Mohammed might want to pay the compliment. Parker's just turned to the referee and said, he's got my wallet. Is that allowed?
Well, right now, Turkey have to get in and defend. Diaw, alley-oop, just a little bit too tall for Geoffrey Lovern.
Diaw's such a good passer, normally just a little too high for the big Frenchman.
7th turnover for the French. There's Mohammed in the corner. That's a tough shot over Parker. It rolls around and drops.
What a tough shot. That is a tremendous shot from Ali Mohammed. First 3 of the game for Turkey and for Ali Mohammed, more importantly. He had 15 in 5 minutes yesterday.
He has 7 now. Is that a portent of things to come for Ali Mohammed and Turkey?
There it is, just catch, shoot, little shuffle of the feet. Parker closes out. Not quick enough.
De Colo and Parker take the same space. Oh, De Colo, what a terrific pass to Lovern. Lovern drops it in.
Well, the speed of the 2 guards there, Parker and De Colo, just says the intent they've come out with right now this second half. Ali Mohammed almost had his pocket picked by Tony Parker. That's not called a foul. A big reach from behind from Parker. There's a little drop shot for Lovan. Beautiful pass from DeColo.
Mohammed swallowed up by Parker. Can he make another one from the same spot? Off the mark. Quick outlet by Diao. Here's DeColo. DeColo's going to use Diao's screen, and then Sinan Gouler gets called for the foul.
They're just complaining. There was a little nudge from Diao, and then DeColo does the smart thing of tie the arms up. In a replay of that, we might be able to see DeColo just pulling that foul.
Shouts of Alele Bleu start to resound through the arena. Diao just powers it up to Sinan Gouler.
Just a little too easy there for the Turks' liking. Troubling times now for Turkey, 8 down.
Korkmaz. To Gouler. Here's Erden in the low post. Gonna go at Diao and draw the foul.
Just enough though when Gouler passing Erden, he cuts through, therefore there's no options passing out. Here's the move from Diao. We might see we won't see that again.
Just the first personal foul on Boris Diao. 14 seconds in the shot clock. End line ball here for Turkey. Melih Mamatoğlu in the game. Parker really locking down Ali Mohammed. Mohammed's pass intercepted by Batum. France starting to turn up the intensity on defense. Korkmaz with the foul.
Ali Mohammed just a little upset. He wasn't called. The Parker wasn't called with a foul. He rode him through on the dribble.
21 seconds on the shot clock.
DeColo draws the foul on Mamatoğlu.
Acceleration of DeColo there, just too much for Mamatoğlu. That's that hand on the hip foul. The referee's very keen to call.
France lead by 8. Chance to extend. Oh, Parker. The ball ends up in the hands of Lovern, and he knows what to do with it when he has both feet in the paint. He puts it up and in, and France lead by 10.
Vintage Parker.
Mamatoğlu in the lane. Korkmaz. Oh, great inside-out play by Korkmaz and Mamatoğlu. Mamatoğlu misses a shot. Korkmaz with the rebound. Batum with a block. Erden tips it up, but it won't fall.
Yeah, Turkey having to work very, very hard for just
nothing coming easily for them, is it? Diao shot blocked by Erden. Diao so smooth off the glass. A little kiss, and in it goes.
And that's the contrast, isn't it? Few ball movement around the key. Everybody getting a touch. 12-point lead.
Turkey need to stay in touch here. They face their largest deficit, 12 points, and they have to stay close.
There's a little runner from Diao. Nothing much you can do about that.
16 seconds.
Pass intended for Erden, but he didn't get the memo. Geoffrey Lovern, Tony Parker, and this will bring a timeout from Coach Ataman, whose team now face their largest deficit, 14 points here in Manila. Welcome back to Manila. Mick, this is worrying times here now for Turkey as they're 14 points down in the third quarter here.
Yeah, 10-3 run to start this one off is not the way you want to come out at half-time. You always say, start the game, start the second half. First 5 minutes are so key. And 17 points from the 11 turnovers of Turkey. And Parker's come out, and you know, all critics have gone, playing hard, playing the way he is, rolling back the years. He's putting on a performance this first 4 minutes and 1 second of the second half. I think worryingly for the Turks as well, when you come off that bench and bring the likes of Tel, Petrus, Jelabal, becomes double trouble. Ender Arslan in the game for the first time. Didn't play in game 2.
He comes in for Ali Mohammed and Samir Dan. Boris Diaw, see what Boris Diaw thinks about that.
I don't think it's a foul. It's a foul if it's a hand, but I think you're allowed the forearm, and that's all Diaw seemed to show her then, the forearm.
Diaw's working the referees. He's ever so diplomatic as Boris Diaw. Oh, Arslan had a little baby jump shot. He passed up. Cedi Osman, can he get it going for Turkey? No. Good work by Erdogan inside. He's going to power it up over Batum, but off the mark. Great work by Erdogan, just couldn't convert.
It would have been easy to get a call there, I think. A lot of contact.
Lovern steps away from the basket. That's no good. Last touch by Diaw. Turkey ball in the end line.
Nice hustle from the 13 for France, though. Made sure that anything coming off the rim was going to be contested. And Dan with a big wry smile on his face. They've got to get the ball down low to him again. Let him go to work. Still not convinced the Turks know where his favorite spot is.
This foul's going to go against Nicolas Batum. He gets caught up.
You remember the first 2 points of the game, Liam. Low post on this right side of the lane here. Went to the middle, came back on his right hand, easy jump hook. They've not been there since.
Arslan to Ashik. Smooth move, Mohamed Ashik.
Yeah, Ender Arslan will give you a little bit of speed. He'll definitely give you the ability to shoot the three.
And gets the assist right there as Ashik lays it up and in. Dakolo, the pass intended for Batum. He gets on the end of it. Long shot, no good. Parker's going to try and go at Samir Dan. Just lost the handle. Got it again. And Batum lost track of the shot clock there. Needed to shoot it. Threw it up for Lovern a little bit too high.
What a mess. Yeah, Dan played decent defense there for a big man. There's the throw up there. Way over the top of Lovern. I'm not sure it would have counted. May have counted if he'd got hold of it.
8th turnover against the French. Arslan in some space, top of the key. That is short. Coach Collet grabs Hertel and Tilly, sends him down to the scorer's table. That was so quick. Dakolo's got forever to line this shot up. Wouldn't fall for him. Cedi Osman now. His runner off the window, no good. And great work by Omer Ashik, who follows up on the fast break play. Picks up the miss and lays it up and in.
Well, France have gone to sleep on this one. Subs are on their way, Tilly, Hertel, but need to focus here. Turkey got a little opportunity.
Turkey on a little run now. They've got the game down to 10. Dakolo trying to extend the lead. There it is. He's heartless. Nando Dakolo with a three.
Just the first one to get his sighters. Missed that one. Second one dropped down with ease. Back to 13.
I don't know about this. This is Dakolo. A little bit of play acting.
He's taking it in the face.
Wow. The contact can't be that significant as to send him on his backside. If he took it in the face, it wouldn't necessarily knock him over. Let's see here. No, that's play acting, Mick.
either way. It's in the book.
It is. And France now can heap some more misery on top of the Turks.
Confirmation there of Turks. 8% from the three-point line, 1 of 13.
So DeColo's going to call for an offensive call on this.
This is a lot, you know, just gets contact down, deep down, and just to create a bit of separation between him and the defender, just leans in and pushes off.
Substitution for France.
Antoine Dio's going to step in here for Nando De Colo.
He was the one that really got the intensity right last night, two nights against the Kiwis, when the team was really struggling for momentum. A lot of intensity out that young man.
Here's Osman. Skips to the free throw line. Knocks down a shot. Smooth move by Jetty Osman.
Really good. Looking to get the hoop. Getting easy two, but had to pull up because the defense was set.
Berkan Batuk in for Turkey. Tilly somehow gives it to Diao, who somehow finds Dio. Look how France space you out. Shot off the mark by Diao. Osman picks up the long rebound.
Great chance here for Turkey to get to single digits and even closer, perhaps.
Great crossover by Arslan. The three's off the mark.
Good work, big man.
Semi Arden isolated against Diao. Osman, oh, terrific move by Jetty Osman. He throws Diao with a little hesitation dribble and then darted right by him.
Well, maybe the keys to this game will be in the elixir of life, the youth here. Turkey just taking over the game. Boris Diao in conversation with Luigi LaMonica, the referee. Not sure what about. He's very upset with something.
Well, good to see that Jetty Osman's approaching full fitness, Nick, after his injury in the opening game against Canada. Certainly looked mobile there on that dribble drive.
You got to worry as well, when the French are more interested in arguing with the referee than getting into the timeout. 1 of 14 for Turkey. If Turkey get hot in this game, and the French will be looking over their shoulders. Turks hit 6 threes against the Canadians, 9 against the Senegalese, and they're all shooters. They can all line it up. So Osman, I think, has 6 points this quarter.
He does, exactly right.
There's this last move here, gets Boris Diaw. Batum not interested in coming over and help. This French team is suffering from a malaise of drowsiness. They started the game in that mode. 30 minutes against New Zealand in that mode.
As you mentioned, quite rightly so, though, they've got so many gears they can go to. Turkey come out with some pressure up the floor. Almost caused an 8-second violation in the backcourt. Now they dig into man-to-man defense. Batum catch and shoot. Just off the mark.
Batum just looking to get himself involved in this game, really.
Bounce pass intended for Lovren, picked up by Ender Arslan.
Very close to unsportsmanlike. Looked like he grabbed his arm. 2 shots anyway. With a bonus. Love to see a replay of that one, whether he tucked back at his hand, his wrist. Arslan yet to get on the score sheet this tournament.
Was one of the members of the Turkish squad who secured the silver medal at the World Cup in 2010 when Turkey hosted that event. Was that a little pass through the legs by Hotel?
Now what does he do? It's a little reach possibly.
They missed both free throws, wow. That'll sap some of your energy when you come away with missed free throws. And Batum gets called for a post-up on Sinan Gulen. Yeah, you can see what Nicolas Batum thinks about that. It's his third foul. See what
Much
he's
in
seeing
this
there.
at all. Just that wraparound perhaps the Monaco didn't like.
Very slight though, Mick. There's not a lot in that, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I agree. It's a definite non-call.
Omer Ashik gonna try and go at Lovern, the right-handed jump hook, just falls softly off the rim.
Yeah, you need another runner coming in for a rebound on that. Can't just leave Ashik on his own to shoot his shot, no help.
Jay Labal in for France. Last couple seconds here of the third quarter. Pass to Lovern, again an alley-oop, which is off the mark for Geoffrey Lovern. And Turkey turn it into points. They trail by 9.
They really lost their way, the French here.
Can Turkey profit? There's about a 4-second differential between shot clock and game clock. Ender Arslan to Ashik, and Ashik lays it up and in. Textbook screen and roll play by Ashik and Arslan. Dio, Antoine Dio. Talk about heartless. Turkey have clawed themselves back to single digits. They got it to 7, and on the back of that 3 by Dio, it goes right back to double digits. France lead by 10 at the end of 3 quarters of play.
Osman's got a choice. Does he close out? You know, possibly with that much time on the clock, you do close out on the 3, but you let somebody get back and cover the man under the bucket, which is Louvain. But I still fancy Turkey right now. Have got a little bit of momentum going. The French are really clawing to find points. Collet's gonna have to work his magic here. Again, that 3-point shooter, Turkey, abysmal. But both teams shooting high percentages inside the arc. And the Turks quite happy to make sure everybody's involved with assists, rebounding level, turnovers level, fouls slightly in favor of France.
Well, Mick, Ender Arslan came off the bench and provided a little spark. He hasn't scored, but he's got 3 assists. That last one to Omer Ashik on the screen and roll, which was textbook screen and roll play.
Yeah, he's definitely given Ergin Ataman something to think about at that position. When you come out to start the 4th quarter, that's a bold move.
Well, we've got 10 minutes to decide who will square off against Canada in the final of this Olympic qualifying tournament here in Manila. We're looking at highlights from play earlier on. France come out. It's their possession. And that's the last basket of the third quarter there by Antoine Dio. Got a great crowd here in the Mall of Asia Arena, built in 2012. There's your score at the end of 3. France lead by 10. So France come out with Hertel, Dio, Gelabal, Lovern, and Tilly. Turkey have got Batuk, Ashik, Guler, Jedi Osman, and Ender Arslan. Here's Tilly. Dio from the elbow. Got it. Antoine Dio. Quick 5 points for him.
Yeah, what a valuable insertion for him into the game, that's for sure. I think he came in for Batum, didn't he?
He did, yeah. Pass was deflected. Here's Hertel. Hertel's going to go and leave it for Lovern. Great hustle by Sinan Gulen. Well, Guler turned it over, so all credit to him. He hustled back in transition defense.
I'm not sure that was the greatest pass to throw. I thought you were going to see the lob for the dunk for Louvain there as he's charging in. Give him a pass down by his feet, wasn't going to get the job done. Well, it's hardly difficult to criticize someone like Hertel's passing ability. Outstanding.
Guler steps out. Ali Mohammed comes in. So Mohammed and Ender Arslan will play together. It's a small lineup for Turkey. Just one big and Omer Ashik. Hertel unerring on the mid-range jump shot. He got 7.
Too good in the blink of an eye, Liam. 10 becomes 14. All of a sudden, the Turks look second best once again.
Everybody has scored for France, bar Charles Kahudi. Nice extra pass to the corner to Batuk. And Batuk threads the 3.
Beautiful play, and made by Arslan. Great kick to Ashik.
Turkey just scrambling their defense a little bit. Hurtel shimmies along the baseline, gives it to Lovern, who lays it up and in. Geoffrey Lovern now has double digits. He has 11 of the assist from Hurtel.
Yeah, how pretty has Hurtel's work been? I mean, you talk about a guard like Parker, you can't replace him, but Hurtel does such a good job for this team.
Batuk, can he make one from the other corner? No. Osman with the rebound. Here's a mismatch here with Tilly. And Ali Mohammed. Ali Mohammed, that's short on the 3. Ashik comes up with it. Inside out play by Turkey. Batuk from the corner. Line drive shot, no good. Ashik gets the rebound. Ashik in the sea of white jerseys can't convert. It's great play by Turkey. They just can't turn it into points.
Yeah, that's tough on Ashik. All he's got to do is get the ball above the defender's hands and you get the call, but he didn't even manage to do that. Completely drowned out.
Osman, that's off the mark.
I wonder where the Mamatola might come into this game. They need a shooter out there. Batuk's missed his last 2.
Right now, Turkey 2 for 18 from behind the 3-point line. Hurtel, count it! Thomas Hurtel, he looks to the fans and pumps his chest. He looks over at Tony Parker, his brother, pumps his chest and says, Allez les Bleus!
Thomas Hurtel was tremendous against New Zealand. There's your timeout. That's the second one that Ataman's lost this second half. 16 the difference right now.
Yeah, it's just as quick as you like. It's our largest lead.
35% third period, 17% the fourth period. They've shot poorly since France called timeout.
By contrast, look at France. They haven't missed a shot this quarter. They're 100% for the quarter.
There's Hurtel to Louvain, fumbles it slightly. Nobody close to challenge it. Turkey have gone away from the 2 bigs. They're going to stay 1 big.
I've got to emphasize
they're 2 bigs now. Sorry, Liam.
No, it's okay. There's still time for Turkey to get in this game. 16 points in 7 minutes is plenty of time. But the French just have so many different weapons. Hurtel steals it from behind. Samir Dan. Oh, no, that Thomas Hurtel had that in his locker.
Surprised he's not smiling on the way back. Goodness me.
He's trying to send a message to Vincent Collet saying, hey, I know we got the Colo, I know we got Parker, but how about giving me some minutes, coach?
Now they're all over him. You might need to get Ali Mohammed on the point, possibly. And Arslan struggling with the pressure, although that's a poor mistake to make. It's almost like a surrender mistake.
Arslan, that's fly. Count it! A 3 and a foul. While having sung the praises of Thomas Hurtel, he makes a schoolboy error here as he fouls a 3-point shooter in the act of shooting.
And you got to know better. You got to know better that Arslan is an out-and-out shooter off a pick and roll. Veteran. He needs an inch of space, and he'll jack it up.
Arslan, 33 years old, plays for Darüşşafaka in the Turkish league. Tacks on the 4-point play. France lead by 14. Ball. Berkan Batuk applying some good ball pressure. And that's just unfortunate by Batuk because he had Jayla Ball on the sideline and just bailed him out here with a foul. Hurtel, a little up and under. Tomar Hurtel atones for his error. He has 14 points in 14 minutes.
Going to work, isn't he? Look at that, 4 of 5 from inside. I think he's hit a couple of threes too.
He is the leading scorer for France right now, is the guard who plays for Anadolu Efes. Arslan runs into a trap. Ashik, hang on to your hat. Ashik with the flush.
Nice work from Ender Arslan. I mean, he's given Turkey exactly what they need, finding people in the right positions.
Hurtel with a rare miss. Diop chases the long rebound. Diop's pass intended for Laverne. Laverne had to run it down. He'll line up the three. No good. Now chance for Turkey to run here. Ali Mohammed runs the break and finishes.
A good finish too. Laverne comes over to block the shot. Ali Mohammed knows exactly what to do. Extend the arm, get a soft touch off that backboard, and a big TO from Vincent Collet.
Well, Turkey have said we've still got life. What was a 16-point deficit? It's down to 12. Vincent Collet wants to talk things over. Each coach has a timeout left, and we've got 5:10 to play here in the fourth quarter. Look at those shooting percentages. France 52% from the floor, 26 for 50. That is a good percentage.
That'll worry any team, I think, bench scoring like that for France.
33
An idea why they're number 5 in the world when you can call them players of high caliber.
We were talking to Coach Ataman before the game today, and he said that he alluded to the fact that if Turkey get to the Olympics, of course they still have to get past France, and then Canada tomorrow. Enosan Ilyasova might come into the fold, so he hasn't retired from international play yet.
No, interesting too, because we're trying to expand on that conversation where that's a position they really are lacking in Turkey, that 4-man position, the ability to step to the perimeter and score and take people off the dribble at height. You know, being a 2 meters 11, 2 meters 20 maybe.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, right now they have 2 5s on the floor, and Erden and Ashik, right? They both play the same position, and they have 3 guards.
Short defense they're in here. I don't think they're sure either. Bit of a zone.
Hurtel behind the back to Tilly.
Oh,
Tilly loves it, plays it in.
Outstanding. And then throws it out behind his back, out of bounds too. Just to show I can do it as well.
Second assist for Hurtel. Erden steps through. Foul on Jayla Ball.
Solid work from Semi Erden. Catches the ball, then realizes there's contact coming just a split second away. Watch this pass from Hurtel. I want to see the inbounds pass. That's even better behind the back.
Erden 1 for 2. Make that 2 for 3 from the line this evening.
Osman's going to come in, I think, for Berkan Batuk, I would imagine. There's your lineup for only 8 points for Erden. 8 shots in the game.
Nets both free throws.
Going to take Ashik out for the defense, perhaps.
A small lineup here from Turkey. Effectively 4 perimeter players and then Semi Erden. Similarly, France have got a small lineup too. Hertel runs into a trap, passes out of it. Good movement by the French. Jay Lebon, baby jump shot, no good. Arslan with the rebound. Mohammed goes around Hertel. Osman. Good spacing by Turkey. Shot clock running down into Erden. Oh, great patience by Semi Erden. He lays it up and in.
That's nice work from Turkey. A lot of dribbling going on. Nobody really saw they wanted to take the shot. And, the patience was rewarded.
Well, Turkey, you've got it down to 10. Tio in the lane.
Going zone here.
Hertel spins out of Osman's pressure. Toma Hertel is playing inspired basketball right now.
Too good. Too good.
Hertel with 16 points. He's France's largest scorer.
Well, he's kept Tony Parker rooted to the bench because Collet knows there's no need to bring him in.
Collet goes back with the captain, Boris Diaw, and DeColo. The drums are banging here in the Mall of Asia Arena. What a great crowd. Love their basketball here in the Philippines, and although their national team's out, they're here in their numbers. That shot too strong from Arslan. Ali Mohammed couldn't keep it alive. Hertel is going to go 1 on 3. Oh, he is.
Arslan goes to pick up Hertel. I think he realizes what an outstanding game this young man has had today. Going to go and shake his hand too sportingly. Here's the spin dribble on Osman into the lane, just drip it over Eden. Doesn't offer much defense.
Hertel makes the first free throw.
I'm trying to think how many he had at halftime, Hertel. Couldn't have been many.
He was with the squad in 2013 in Eurobasket in Slovenia when they won the gold medal. Was a member of the 2014 World Cup team. Took bronze in Spain. Osman draws a foul here on Pietrus.
Team foul, third foul for the Frenchman.
Well, Turkey need a sense of urgency now. They face a 13-point deficit with less than 3 to play. Osman to Batuk. Back to Osman. The runner.
Osman's so good at attacking the hoop. I haven't seen much to see that he can actually shoot the three consistently, and he probably knows that himself. Therefore, everything's off the dribble. A lot of feints, a lot of bringing the defense forward. Third foul on Shilabal. Kenan Sapahi in for, and Arsenal's done a great job. The number one.
Yeah, this
is
a substitute I don't understand. You know, I mean, Arslan's played really well. There are no tomorrows for Turkey. It's not like you got to save legs for another game, and Kenan Sapahi's played sparingly to this point.
He started the fourth quarter, he's in the third too, so it's a matter of you want fresh blood or you want tiring blood. He probably needs the defensive fresh blood.
Yeah, good point. That's why you get paid to be the analyst. I should just let you do that stuff. Osman misses the second free throw. There it is, the press up the floor. Hertel, another floater. That one's too strong. I'm not sure about this one. Love to see this one again on the replay, but of course LaMonica's right there on the baseline. He's got the best view.
You know, Petrus was jumping in towards Osman, so it's difficult to know how Osman would have grabbed him going up. Second foul on the Eden called. That's interesting.
DeColo. That shot rims out.
Hertel gets called for the strategic foul he didn't want to give up. Third foul. And some shots coming for Ali Mohammed. This is Ali Mohammed time, really. Another 15 points in the next 2 minutes will set the cat amongst the pigeons, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
For Ali Mohammed.
Mohammed was with the team last year in Eurobasket 2015 in Berlin and then in France. Makes both free throws. Now, Turkey have a foul to give. France handled the pressure. Now, Turkey don't want to foul now. Shot clock is down to 10.
It's good work from Turkey. Got that shot clock right down low.
DeColo just trying to put a nail in the coffin. Blocked by Batuk. Osman with the loose ball. Osman to the races. Batuk goes at Diao and lays it up and in. Well, Turkey have got some life left. The Turks have told the French, we're not going anywhere. As you look at the Turkish fans right there trying to get behind their team. And with $1:35 to go, Turkey trailed by 8 points. It is game on here in Manila.
Kalei will just want to steady the ship. He advanced the ball. No panic just yet. Timeout. Bizarrely enough, Ataman still has one timeout himself, and he was panicking all the way through that third period. And he trailed quite heavily.
If you're Coley, do you come back with Parker? Do you come back with your starters?
I think your problem is now, do you bring back somebody who's ice cold, sit on the bench for over 15 minutes now, 14 minutes perhaps. I think he went out with the 5 gone. Tells the man with the hot hand, leave him in there. It's still an 8-point lead. I think Turkey will go for a possession here to see if their defense can hold.
So Coach Collet leaves the 5 on the floor in. And the French get the ball in there, half court now.
For France.
Antoine Dio is going to come in for Flo Pietrus. So France have got 3 guards on the floor. Turkey choose not to foul, so they're going to dig in here and defend. Turkey still have 1 foul to give. DeColo in no hurry. Bounce pass to Hertel, little up fake. Oh, what a look away pass to Diao. J'ai la ball. Who's going to shoot it for France? DeColo will. No good. And Diao with the offensive rebound. Now Turkey needs to foul. Ali Mohammed tried to foul. Well, it might be a little too late now for Turkey. Dio, that'll win it. France back up by 10 points.
Ataman was crying to foul, get a foul in. Ali Mohammed was slipping where he'd fallen over. He was one member of the defense that couldn't get involved. They've still got a timeout left, doesn't want to call it yet. Got to go quickly here, get some points on the board.
56 seconds left.
Attack the hoop time. Not sure who's getting told off here. DeColo. Ali Mohammed's the one that ran into DeColo. Mr. Perez knows all about it. He's fine.
Right now, Turkey have a debate on who's supposed to bring the ball in bounds. Ali Mohammed will. They need something quick here. Arslan drives. Tried to give it to Erden. I don't think Erden was expecting it.
They didn't quite read the defense there. I think Arslan had a layup.
And I'm not sure of this timeout, Mick. You know, it's an end-line ball. How many end-line plays do you have in your locker? Just call an end-line play. Why are you going to go call something special and burn a timeout, which you can use later on? But you're the analyst. What am I talking about?
Well, he needs 2 points, doesn't he? I guess he's...
Yeah, but how many end-line plays do you have? You must have something in your locker. You just call it, and you keep your timeout.
I don't think it is a timeout. The referees have, there is no timeout. I think they've done a fake.
That's a review.
Oh,
Here
you
we
know
are.
what it
So
is.
Coach, referee Lamonic is looking at something.
You got to look who it's come off last of all, maybe.
Well, Semi Arden said to Ender Arslan, why didn't you just lay it up and in? Don't give it to me.
Yeah, just didn't read it quite right, did he?
Some French fans enjoying themselves. This is for the right to play Canada tomorrow. As Turkey and France just trying to settle the score here in our second semifinal. If you were with us earlier, you know that Canada beat New Zealand. Corey Joseph with a man of the match performance. But of course, Melvin Edge, what a great game he played with 11 points. For Canada, a couple of block shots.
Yeah, he was outstanding today. 3 good games from Melvin Edge. It will be Turkey's ball after all that.
And so now Ataman, and this is crazy. Ataman's now going to take a timeout. He could have done something right here while the referees were sorting things out. Kept a timeout for another time.
It's come off the knee there of Thomas Hurtel, who quickly points to Semi Arden.
Erken şut atıyor bir tane. Doğu buradan. Ender çıkartıyor. Semih sen buradasın. Cedi burada. Bobby. Burada Bobby'ye double pick yapıyorsunuz böyle. Vermeyeceksin Bobby'ye. Bobby böyle giderken buradan. İlkan sen de aynı anda buradan curl ediyorsun. Potaya doğru. Semih sen Cedi'ye vuruyorsun.
Voilà, reculez avec. Pas de changement aussi. Ok? Allez, on prend pas les gars. Allez. Oh, ça communique quoi pour pas, ça communique.
Well, France are really in a winning position here. They lead by 10 with 47 seconds left. Turkey will take any basket they could get at this stage, 2 or 3.
There's Dio's little runner that Ergin Ataman wished he could get back again. He was begging his players to foul, give up a foul and get him on the free throw line. Huge out of bounds here for Turkey. Oh, which way are we going?
Luigi Lamonica not sure. He asked for a reset of the shot
He was
clock.
directing traffic for a minute. He's going to come over. I think this is off Mohammed last of all.
Well, Lamonica's just going to take a look here just to make sure he's got it right. Come back over to the television monitor. He sorts things out.
Shame we can't get these pictures up on the screen that
Yeah,
the
it'd be great for the
Lamonica's
fans
looking
to
at.
see this, wouldn't it? This Olympic qualifying tournament stretches all the way back to 1960, the first one held in Bologna for the Olympics in Rome that year. It's been held in Yokohama, Japan in 64, Monterrey, Mexico 68, Augsburg, Germany 72, Hamilton, Canada 76. The Olympics were in Montreal then. 80s, it took a different format, 92 in Spain, and then 2004. So it is going to be France's ball. 2008 Athens, last time 2012 in Caracas, Venezuela. Well, that's unfortunate for Turkey. Now France are going to try and turn the screw here. Turkey need to come out and foul. Good pressure up the floor. Turks playing hard. All credit to them. Closing seconds here in this semifinal. Hurtel going to add to his personal total. Great pass to Jay Ball, who rises for the baby jump shot. That's good. Unselfish play by Thomas Hurtel. That's his 4th assist. France are going to win this one. It's just a matter of the final score now. Ticolo comes up with a loose ball to Jay Ball. And the French will sportingly walk it back out as the players will shake hands and commend each other on a game well played. France just too strong for Turkey. Players will embrace, as well they should. It's been a entertaining game of basketball. There's your final score. France win here in Manila, 75-63 in the 2016 FIBA Olympic qualifying tournament.
Yeah, great game. Turkey, unfortunately, 63 points is about as much as they were putting on the board through the tournament. 69 against Canada, 68 against Senegal, and 63 tonight against one of the toughest teams in the world. Look at the three-point shoot, 3 of 20. Their most miserable performance from the three-point line in the 3 games they played. France irresistible at times, especially with the play today of Thomas Hurtel, who for Vincent Collet is just a real pleasant surprise in terms of maturity and stepping up to the plate. If this team gets to the Olympics, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with, because you fancy there's players to come in.
Yeah, you've got
Parker might be in a better condition.
Yeah, you got Gobert to come in, Evan Fournier to come in. So it's a star-studded lineup for the French. There's Thomas Hurtel, Mick, arguably the man of the match. Hurtel with 17 points.
And as you said, he plays his hoops in Turkey, so he knows all about Turkish basketball. He'll be more than happy that he's pulled one over his paymasters back home. 17 big, huge points. I wonder what his career high is for France. It can't be too far short of that.
Ashik with 19 in a losing effort for Turkey. Erdogan with 11. Decent effort from Ali Mohammed. He had 11 at times. Tony Parker had him locked up.
Well, the bigs got about 25, 26 points between them out of 63. They struggle to really get any consistency, the Turks, in scoring 3 games in the 60s. Not going to really win too many games at this level.
You can see the atmosphere here in the Mall of Asia Arena in Manila. They love their basketball here. You can see the NBA t-shirts, the Gilas t-shirts, and I'm not too sure what to say about that character there. They're the French fans. So it'll be Canada versus France in the final. The winner goes to Rio for the 2016 Olympics. On behalf of my partner, Michael Bett, my name's Liam Canny. It's been my distinct privilege to be with you. Join us tomorrow for the finals of the 2016 FIBA Olympic qualifying tournament from Manila.